Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode here on the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we take on a crown jewel, the Brickyard 400 here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where we still have yet to win this great race here in our career mode, and we have one more chance to do it right here today. Now, we've had a bit of a break for a few days from career mode episodes as we have had a lot of NASCAR 25 stuff going on, but we have now been able to transition back into NASCAR Heat 5. We are just over 20 days until we have our hands on NASCAR 25, and we still have like 15 episodes to go in this series, so it's a guarantee that I will not finish this series before NASCAR 25 is coming onto the channel, but don't worry, we'll still be properly finishing this series, but I can tell you that the episodes will get a little bit less after NASCAR 25 comes out, but we'll be done this series within the first couple of weeks that NASCAR 25 is out, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. And I'll be completely honest, I was kind of keeping this a bit of a secret, but I'm already planning the next NASCAR Heat 5 series that will launch kind of after all of the hype for NASCAR 25 dies down. So sometime maybe in like the early part of 2026, I am going to have another NASCAR Heat 5 series launching. That will be like an episode or two per week at maximum. But I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's not going to start in current day. Just that, I'll put that out there. That's the bit of a teaser. Nonetheless, we come through into qualifying, and we have a goal of a 51.805 to hit here today, and we got through turns 1 and 2 pretty well, and we head down the back straightaway now into turns 3 and 4, and then through turn 3, got through there really exceptionally well. Couldn't have done a whole lot better. Could have throttled up a bit earlier, and then as we rolled through turn 4, we kind of missed the bottom there by a couple of feet. As we exit the corner, though, a decent exit down the front straightaway. I feel like this is going to be a pretty competitive top 10 lap as we head to the line. What's it going to be? A 51.479. That puts us P6. A great qualifying effort. Row number 3 on the outside. Very happy with that. As on pole, Christopher Bell and Ty Gibbs. Gibbs still trying to break that 1+ season-long winless streak. Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Byron up here on the top 5. Ryan Preece in the top 10. That's important for his top 30 in point situation. Chastain's not going to be a fan of seeing that as you see the rest of the qualifying order. Chase Elliott down in 23rd. He, of course, picked up his second win of the season in Gateway last episode. We did have Trucks and Amazon Prime in action this weekend as well. Trucks were actually at Gateway where Cassidy Keat would pick up the victory. As you can see, other notables, of course, Jake Garcia, Parker Kligerman all in the top 20, and all the way towards the bottom there, Doug Barnes Jr. and Bailey Curry. Next up, we had the Amazon Prime series in action as well, and it was actually Connor Daly picking up the win over Mini Terrell. As you see the rest of the order there, Trayton Lapsevich, our driver at Northern Lights Racing, in the top 20 there in P19, and all the way at the bottom, it would be Vargas and Derek Kraus. We're ready to go racing here for the Brickyard 400 Sunday afternoon. Actually, we had Corey Day's number 25 for Hendrick Motorsports unveiled this weekend as well. The car that he'll be piloting, of course, replacing Chase Elliott for next season as Elliott starts his own team. Very slick looking race car there as we get ready to roll here from this great Indianapolis Brickyard 400. Now, Nick Sanchez happy with us. That's always great. And Noah Gregson to the back after an engine change. We have been close to winning this crown jewel, but we haven't quite made it happen. I think back to when Hocevar won it quite a few seasons ago for Andretti Global. Nonetheless, Toyota 1, 2, 3, 4, the first 2 rows lead us to green. Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs lead the way down into turn number 1 as we follow here with the 2 Cadillacs of William Byron. Myself behind us, we've got Ryan Preece. Here comes Joey Logano, Chris Buescher as well. Chris Buescher has kind of been on a bit of a downfall lately and honestly is falling into some playoff bubble danger going into the final couple of races. Keep in mind, following today's episode, we have just 3 races left in the regular season. Next episode, my home race in Canada. Then we go to Denver Speedway, and then we head to the regular season finale, of course, at Daytona under the lights on a Saturday night. Race 3 wide into turn 3. My teammate of Zilish forced it 3 wide on myself and Buescher unexpectedly. We all come together. Zilish slips through, and we're down to P9 on this opening lap as we roll around the outside of the the 17 Fastenal Ford Mustang. Use that draft from that Red Bull 88 Cadillac, and look at the speed clear of Buescher, diving to the inside. Byron definitely does not have a car capable of running up here right now. He is definitely a bit off the pace, and as we roll through 1 and 2, or sorry, just 1, I can see in the background Zilish getting passed back by the 17 of Buescher. We're back up to P6 just like that. Ryan Blaney leads. Ty Gibbs is actually up to second. Christopher Bell, your pole winner, has already dropped down to third position, and it wasn't very long until Ty Gibbs would be taking the lead from Ryan Blaney and cleared him on the exit of turn 4, approaching lap 4. So new leader, 54, Ty Gibbs. Could he find himself back in victory lane here finally in Indianapolis? Now as Chastain, you can see, has been passed by Joey Logano. Logano's picked up a lot of speed lately, but I just don't think he's going to be a threat to make the playoffs. He's pretty well got to win to make the playoffs. Penske Racing, of course, they've been in a downfall for the last few seasons in this career mode, and they kind of started out the season looking a little bit better. Then Todd Gilliland faded, and Joey Logano, he wasn't really existing all season until the last 4 or 5 races. He's really showed up, and he's certainly showing to be a threat right now, and I just don't think he's got enough time to make up for the points, so he's going to have to win. As we look to the inside of the Busch Light number 45 of Ross Chastain on the run into turn number 1. Can't quite clear him. Chastain's going to fight back to my right rear here as we head down this little short chute into turn number 2. Gibbs has a few car lengths right now on that 23 of Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney, of course, another driver looking for his first win on the season, and Ross Chastain looking for his first win on the season and first win with his new team. He would re-clear us, but we would bring the fight immediately back to him as we come to the end of lap 6 to the inside, and you can see that this little fight right here that he is refusing to just kind of let me go is allowing all those guys in the top 4 to kind of run away, and Gibbs has run away now as we actually clear the 45. I drove it right off into turn 1 to complete the pass, and it was successful, fortunately. So up into P5 here now, and honestly, I think we've got a top 3 car here so far. So we just got to kind of take our time and just hit a rhythm, and that's exactly what I was doing. And we come to lap 9, and we're reeling in Joey Logano. Now, it's important to note we cannot make it to the end of the stage on fuel. We're like 2 to 3 laps short, so we have to pit right towards the end of the stage. As I look behind me, and I see the number 5 HenderCars.com Cadillac of Kyle Larson absolutely rolling up to me as he continues to build pressure in this regular season battle. But if we can beat Kyle Larson today, I know we can go into Canada and gain a lot of points there. I think we can kind of seal the deal on the regular season championship. We have run down Joey Logano on lap 11 to the inside. Christopher Bell has actually passed Ryan Blaney, so your pole sitter is back up into the second position as we lean on the 22. Couldn't quite clear him. Logano fights back around the outside, so we have to wait a little bit longer. Down the back straightaway to the inside again. Logano, obviously, and nobody is obligated to just roll over and move aside for me, so we're going to have to do this a hard way, but into turn 1 or into turn 3, we do clear him and now move him down to the 5th position, and I don't think he's going to hang on to P5 for long because Kyle Larson is there and ready to go as well. But now as we come to the end of lap 12, fuel lights on, we're actually going to pit, so we're not going to lose a lap pitting, fortunately, and we're going to pit right now, and we're not going to be the only one. Gibbs is pitting, Bell is pitting, we're pitting, Blaney stays out alongside Logano and Larson as we get down to pit speed there, and we're going to come in for 2 cans of fuel, fill it up, 4 tires, and I did make a slight wedge adjustment. I went up a couple clicks on the wedge because it was getting pretty free. Great pit stop by the Junior Motorsports 8 team, and we're in front of the 20 of Christopher Bell right there. So great pit stop, and however, the 54 is still long gone down the road, so I don't know if that was really a great pit stop. I think it was a 20 to set a bad pit stop, and as we head back onto the racetrack here into turn 2, look at this, the 20 immediately is going to just fight back to my inside. I left the door wide open and he took it, so see you later, Christopher Bell, but I do think we can stick with him as Carson Hocevar now takes the lead as everyone else is pitted, and he's actually stretching this out. He's got, of course, right now 2 laps coming to the final lap of stage number 1, or sorry, he's coming to 2 to go, as I forgot, he is not a lap ahead, so we end up P5 behind Bell and Blaney and Gibbs, and Hocevar now pits pits as we do hit 2 to go in the stage. Gibbs resumes the lead of the race. We pass Hocevar. We net out into P4 behind Bell, and Blaney is the one that really was able to leap back in front of that 20 car. Of course, he was behind the 20 when the 20 came in to make his pit stop, so that just shows you that 20 did not have a very good pit stop. Nonetheless, I think we've got an opportunity right here to go after Christopher Bell and maybe even Ryan Blaney. Kyle Larson slow pit stop as well. He's not even close to us right now as we're alongside this 20 DeWalt Toyota Camry into turn number 3. We're going to drive it off in there. Clear the 20 of Christopher Bell, slide up the racetrack. That's a move that seems to be working, where you just kind of drive it off in and just kind of slide across the nose of the driver behind you, and it should stick. Now as we're to the back of Ryan Blaney on the final lap of stage number 1, right to his back bumper, and Ty Gibbs is in control, but it's obvious we've got some competitive speed here today in the Brickyard 400. But off of turn 4, down the front straightaway, we're going to get a run on Blaney. We might have a chance to beat him at the line, but Ty Gibbs takes stage 1, pure dominance early on, as we're going to pull on a line to the line. Blaney barely hangs on there and gets P2, as we'll have to settle for 3rd over Bell and Larson. Logano, Caruth, Chastain, Reddick, and Heim, your top 10 here, as Chase Elliott's moved outside of the top 20 into the top 15, and it looks like Hocevar is going to stay out. He, of course, pitted later than anybody else. So we're going to take tires and feel again. And yeah, Hocevar is going to be in pretty good shape to start stage 2, leading. I think this is an opportunity for us to cycle through into P2 because Blaney, I don't think the 4 has got a lot of speed, so Blaney's going to kind of get stuck behind him as we're back underway. And stage 2 kicks off here. 15 laps of racing, 1 less lap than that first and opening stage, and immediately Gibbs has a bit of an edge into turn 1, but Hocevar fights back. Gibbs needs to stay on his right rear through turn 2 to make sure he doesn't clear us all up top and, of course, stunt our, of course, progress forward. Gibbs is able to roll the top here down the back straightaway. He will clear for the lead of our teammate of Hocevar, and Hocevar is going to leave the door open for me. Pretty gracious teammate right there. We'll roll down the back straightaway, clear him for P2. Larson's coming as well to try and go around the outside, but there we go, up into 2nd position on the opening lap of stage 2 in the Brickyard 400 now, right on the back of former teammate and season 3 champion of Ty Gibbs. Of course, we all remember the way he won his championship. It was quite controversial, and that is what sparked the change to the 3 race final 4 instead of the 1 race winner take all. As we complete lap 1 of stage 2, Kyle Larson has already run us down. That 5 car is quick. We, of course, outscored him in stage 1. Stage 2, it looks like it might be a little trickier to do the same. Now, once again, fuel, we cannot make it on fuel, so we will have to pit before the stage comes to a close. Now, if we do get 1 caution at all, I believe we can make it off that caution without having to pit. So, if we do get a caution, we'll only pit if everyone out surrounds us pit, so we're not at a tire disadvantage. But if everybody stays out, we will be okay to stay out as well. As we're right to the back of this 54, Ty Gibbs has got some serious speed. I noticed right off the bat when I was passing other cars throughout this grid, I could use the draft to kind of suck up to the car in front of me significantly quicker than I could with the 54. So it was going to be a pretty challenging pass to make on this 54 car, but we're going to try it on lap 4, down the back straightaway, up the inside into turn 3, and this is not going to work. You have to have nearly half a car length at least on the car you're trying to pass into the corner if you're actually going to make that kind of, I won't call it a slide job work, but that kind of slide across the nose as the caution's out for the 51 of Justin Haley losing a tire, and that comes out like 2 seconds after Gibbs got back out in front of me there as we went for the overtake. There you see it. Nobody's going to pit, so we're going to stay out and get ready to go green. Not even Hocevar is pitting, so he's pretty confident. I guess he can still also make it on field. This has been a pretty fun race so far. Now we restart on the front row alongside the Monster Energy 54 Camry. Watch out for Kyle Larson in row 2. P3 is teammate of Rajah Caruth as well on the outside of row 2 as we're underway once again halfway through stage 2, starting lap 8. 8 laps to go. We're wheel to wheel with Ty Gibbs. We'll try to pin him down there to that inside line into turns 1. We'll try to repeat it in turn 2, but I don't think it's really going to matter. That 54 too fast. Clears me before we even hit the apex now. Here comes Kyle Larson. He might even clear us down this back straightaway, but hold on. We've got the draft from the 54. We'll pull back alongside. We'll probably be just about dead even, but I'm going to lift because there's a space between the 5 and the 23. I'd rather get down to the inside because that's a guaranteed position we were going to lose to the 5, but I was probably going to lose another one to Blaney if I didn't lift. So now we stay at least in P3, just, you know, long-term kind of big picture thinking right there. It's better to slide into line than it is to really force a fight that you're not going to be able to win. As Kyle Larson's to the inside of Ty Gibbs for the lead. Will we see a lead change? Hold on. We've got to run. I want to go for the lead of this Brickyard 400. This could be our best chance to catch Ty Gibbs off guard. Larson backs out now as we're wheel to wheel into turn 3. Horrific entrance of a corner right there. The line was never good to begin with, and we slide up the racetrack. Larson fights back there. Gibbs stays clear for the lead. Larson's going to go back through in turn 4. We drop back down to the 3rd position, having to lift to make sure we don't hit the outside wall, stunting our momentum as we are now a good 5 to 6 car lengths back with 5 laps to go here in stage 2, trying to defend over the 23 of Blaney. Watching Larson again fight to the inside of the 54 as we just about lost the rear of the car on the exit of turn 2. You saw that slight little bobble as Larson on the exit of 4 now is going to take the lead of the Brickyard 400. Gibbs drops back to 2nd. Can he respond here, or is this the day of Kyle Larson in Indianapolis as we've gotten right to the back of these two once again, but we lose the rear end and we hit the outside wall on the exit of turn 2. It did it a lap before, but we caught it early that time. It happens more significant, and Blaney's going to clear us, and here comes Logano and Zilish and Bell as well into turn number 3. Can't give this up. We got to fight this 22 into the corner, and of course fight for every position possible to try and get ourselves back into the mix before this is over. We could still maybe get back to Blaney if we can clear this 22, which I am not able to do on the exit of turn 4, actually scrapping it out quite physically with the 22 of Logano really leaning on that Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang. But into turn 1, can we clear him? Yes, we really force it there on lap 13, and that helps Zilish as well get some momentum into turn 2. But we clear these guys and we settle back in. Coming to the final lap of stage 2, Larson leads, but he's under pressure from Ty Gibbs, who's actually gotten alongside Larson down this front straightaway. 1 lap to go in stage number 2, and Ty Gibbs, he is right on that left rear of Larson. Larson's back clear for now, but on the run into turn 3, Gibbs got properly alongside him, and Gibbs returns to the lead as we have run down Ryan Blaney. So even after knocking down the wall, we have still got some speed in this car, so clearly we just need to be a little bit more patient, especially in stage number 3. But stage 2 goes back in favor of Ty Gibbs, who leads down the front straightaway. He'll take stage 2 over Kyle Larson, Blaney, myself, Bell, Zilish, Logano, Heim, all there in the picture as we get the yellow to end the 2nd stage. We're going to be coming into the pits for tires and fuel. We had 1 lap of fuel left in the car when that caution came out, and we're going to come in for 4 tires and, you know, get some fresh rubber, fresh Goodyear rubber on this car, and get ready to roll for the 3rd and final stage. And you can see a little bit of movement here in the positions. We are now lining up P5. That was because of the repairs that we had to make. Blaney gets in front of Larson in the pits. I think that helps Kyle Larson, putting him on the inside line, to be honest. So 19 laps to go. I don't think Larson's really disappointed about getting beat out of the pits by Ryan Blaney and that number 23 Advanced Auto Parts Toyota Camry for 2311. That team's still looking for their first win of this 6th season of the career mode. It's not quite worked out for them. They have had strong seasons, of course, Heim and Blaney and Chastain. It just hasn't quite worked out in the win column as we head down this back straightaway now, side by side with the DeWalt Camry of Christopher Bell. Of course, 2 wins on the season for Bell as we head down into turn number 3, looking to the left rear of that 23 here as we now get re-cleared by Blaney. Gibbs, of course, right now under some pressure currently from that number 5 of Kyle Larson. Larson seems to be pretty even with Ty Gibbs, so really this could kind of go either way, and we're talking about it every episode now. Kyle Larson is on fire once again. Now, I don't think he's going to be on fire in Canada. I think we're going to get a bit of a break from him next episode since it's a road course, but I think after that it's going to be game on. But then we do have Daytona coming up, and that's where I think we are pretty well going to seal the deal for the regular season championship today, because of the next 3 races following today, 2 of them are tracks that we should be able to easily beat Kyle Larson. So all the pressure he's been putting onto us lately, I think it's going to come to an end following today. So I'm not too worried if he says goes on and wins this race, but I want to win this race before Kyle Larson, of course, can have that opportunity now as we're alongside the 23 fighting back forward into the top 3 with 17 laps to go. This is a 1 pit stop stage 3 as we do clear that 23 and back up into P3 now. Larson still just putting a bunch of pressure on that 54. Rajat Karuth as well coming up into the conversation behind us as well. Hard into the outside wall, that's a 7. My part-time teammate of Ryan Truex, caution is out, and everybody is going to stay out here. I do believe we can make it if we pitted, but if we pit now and then stay out on the next caution, we would get destroyed on tires, so it really wouldn't be a winning strategy right now. The only way it would be a winning strategy is if it stays green, but I just don't see that happening. So nonetheless, P3, and it's pretty evident as we continue on. I've kind of accepted it as the green flag returns, and we've got 14 laps to go. We don't have a winning car here today. We got a top 3 car, but that 5 and the 54 just have a little bit extra. They have something that we don't have. So if there is an opportunity to maybe switch up our strategy, we definitely want to take it today because, yeah, I'm thinking of how do we win this race? And the only way we're beating the 5 and the 54 straight up is by doing something different. So if we get a caution, you know, in less than 10 to go, I already know they're going to take 2 tires. We're going to try something different, would probably do 4 and would give up probably 10, 15 spots, but then we would rip through the field and we would just basically see what happens. We've got that luxury to try different things with the point situation that we have. So of course, when you have that luxury, you might as well utilize and take advantage of it because it's not every season that you're in a luxurious position like we are right now. Kyle Larson, Gibbs lead the way. Of course, Gibbs out in front though with 12 or 13 laps to go here on this Brickyard 400 from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. If I remember correctly, didn't Ty Gibbs win this race in Season 3, the same season he won his championship? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident he won this race as we are now to lap 45, heading down this back straightaway now, and Larson still pressuring that number 54, the 21 of Cindric for Wood Brothers Racing part-time car around. Both the part-time cars have crashed here today, and there's where everybody comes into the pits. So we're going to come in and we're going to do exactly what I said. We're going to do something different. So we're going to take 4 tires. Gibbs and Larson are going to be P1, P2. We're going to do something different. We're going to give up some track position. But obviously the goal and idea is to work our way through traffic really quickly. You know, we're probably going to have 8 to 9 laps to go. We give up more spots than I wanted. P20 putting us P23, so I thought we would give up less than that. Unfortunately, not the situation, but as we get back underway, we are P23 lined up behind the 15 of Gio Ruggiero. We've got 9 laps to work our way forward, and honestly, I feel like if we want to have any chance of beating Larson or Gibbs, we need to be up to second by 5 laps to go. That's kind of my deadline. 5 laps to go. If we can get up there into the top 2 to top 3, we can have a chance. As Chase Elliott, really rough day for Chase Elliott and William Byron. Elliott catches them all on the exit of turn 2. I mean, you saw how much that unsettled the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Cadillac as we take a 3 wide with Hocevar and Bush. A rare mistake from Chase Elliott as we go 3 wide with Corey Day. How about Ryan Preece? Qualified top 10. Hasn't held on to a top 10, but he's still top 20. A great points day coming his way to help him continue to secure a playoff spot in the top 30 in the standings now as we are to the back of the 18 of Bowman now as Will I did not want to actually hit him right there, but now we make it 3 wide with him and of course Josh Berry. We got up to P12 to the back of Zillish and Chastain. We'll slice 3 wide to the inside of these guys. That'll put us into the top 10. Corey Heim right here for 9th position. Bubba Wallace having a good run here in P8. Of course, the real life winner from this 2025 season IRL. He was able to pick up that win as we roll through turn 4. We'll clear him. We run down Logano. We run down the 48 of Caruth. And I said by 5 to go, we need to be top 2, top 3. Well, we've got 2 laps to get there. Kyle Larson's under pressure from Blaney and Christopher Bell. The Toyota's not playing nice on Larson, trying to help Ty Gibbs, and Blaney's to P2. And right now, of course, of all people, Logano's the one that I am having a more difficult time getting around. And my problem here is we can't just sail it off into the corner and slide across his nose because we got this guy right here, Tyler Reddick. But we do clear the 22, and now we're to the inside of the Trackhouse number 1 Monster Energy Honda Civic wheel to wheel on the exit of turn 4. We're going to have to focus on passing him into turn 1, and we're running out of time. We've got 6 laps to go, and we've still got 3 positions to make up in 1 lap to hit our goal of being in the top 2 or 3 by 5 laps to go. It's not going to happen, so we're going to need another caution to win this race, and I do hope that's going to happen as we head down this front stretch. We now go to the inside of the 48. Larson still cannot get anywhere here, and this has allowed Ty Gibbs to run away with 5 laps to go, and we should be able to get around these guys pretty easily, especially when they're side by side like this. Down the back straightaway to the back of the 20 and the 5. We slice to the inside. We'll make a 3 wide with Bell and Larson. We'll even get alongside Ryan Blaney. We clear both the cars behind us right there into turn 3. Here we are wheel to wheel. I mean, with 5 laps to go, we have gotten into the top 3. So, I mean, maybe it's not over. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is because we can't quite clear the 23. Larson's going to fight back on our doors, so this is going to have to wait until we complete the pass, and we're fighting all the way through 1 and 2 with 4 laps to go at this point. Now it's over. We need a caution. Larson just caught the wall behind me as we continue to side draft the 23, and eventually into turn 3 we'll clear Blaney, but I think it's too little. Too late. Ty Gibbs is ahead by a 1.5 seconds. I just don't see how we're going to gain that. Ty Gibbs has been dominant all race long. He won stage 1, he won stage 2, he even lost the lead in stage 2, gathered it back up, and really showed a drive of a former champion. Here today from the Brickyard, we've cut the gap down to 1.2 seconds with 2 laps to go, but obviously that's just not going to be enough. So at this point, hoping that we get a caution before we hit the white flag. Otherwise, it is over between myself and Ty Gibbs, and we'll have to accept that we will not win the Brickyard 400 in our career mode. And that's what's going to happen, because as we come to the final lap, it's too little, too late to get to the 54 Monster Energy Camry of Ty Gibbs. It's been over a season since he has won. He won the Season 3 championship. We go into Season 4. He has a pretty successful season, ends up missing the Final 4 by a single point to the eventual champion and teammate of Christopher Bell. Then we go through all Season 5, and Gibbs was not able to find victory lane, nor did he make the playoffs. He went from champion to missing the playoffs in just 2 seasons. But as he exits turn 4, a current bubble driver doesn't have to worry about missing the playoffs anymore. Ty Gibbs, your Season 3 champion, after dominating the Brickyard 400, is on top again. He wins in Indianapolis. We come through to finish P2. Raja Karuth gets into the top 3 to wrap things up. A runner-up finish for not the first time in our career in this great race, as Ryan Blaney, Logano, Heim, Reddick, Zilish all in the top 10. How about Corey Day up there in the top 15 as well? Ryan Priest in the top 20. That's going to be crucial for his top 30 situation. We'll take a look at the playoff standings in just a moment. Bubba Wallace actually had some issues right at the end of the race there. That put him a lap down, so must have been some engine issues. 37th instead of what looked like a top 10. The gap to Larson, 60 points going into the final 3 races, and 2 of those races I'm pretty confident we're going to beat him, so I say we call it here. We're going to be the regular season champion this season. Priest is back in the playoffs, kicking Chastain out, and Buscher has continued to fall to the last driver now in the playoffs. Now, of course, if Priest has a bad race, Chastain's going to leapfrog right back into that final spot. Buscher will move up as well. And you see, of course, Kawapol's kind of fallen. He's not really doing so hot lately. And Ryan Priest, oh, it's so close. He's only got 11 points on 31st of Eric Jones. So this is far from over for this top 30 situation. That's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.